If you want to know how you can create these amazing human poses in the Procreate app, just keep on watching. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Natalia from Akaihana Art. And for this community, I create videos about illustration, design, and creative planning in general. So if you like this kind of topics, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you won't miss anything. So you guys, in the illustrator community, it's often common that people wants to create human anatomy, human poses, to be fluid, to have this movement look and to be like natural. It's also common that people say that they always use the same poses or that the figures look alike and they look unrealistic and stiff. That's why I have created a set of digital brushes for Procreate that will allow you to create amazing poses that will help you as a guide. And yes, it's just a guide. I didn't create the whole body for you to be able to create the poses by yourself. These are just a bunch of parts of the body, you know, like the head, the chest, the hips, the legs, the arms, that you can move, resize, and put in every single place. You can create better and different type of poses. I'm also going to explain to you the line of action that is going to help you create flowy poses, you know, like realistic movements. Without further ado, let's get to the Procreate app and start creating amazing poses with these brushes. So as I told you, this is one of the tests that I did for the first time using the brushes. The blue line is the line of action and the other ones are the brushes. And on top of this, I created this sketch with the character already done. Let me explain to you what is the line of action. It says, whether from life or from imagination, the first mark made in most of figure drawing is the line of action. You can think of a line of action as an imaginary line that runs down the spine. The more curve you put into the line, the more attitude, force, and or movement the image will communicate to your viewers. Okay, so having that in mind, basically the line of action is a line, imaginary line, that runs down the spine of our character. So let's create a really really flowy line. Like so, or something like this. You can also create really curvy ones like this. For example, it looks like a hunched person that is seated, like it's a sad person. These are the legs, the head, the chest, the hips. This one is not so cricket, but you have to have in mind that when you are like this, your body tend to compensate. So the shoulders and the hips made like two lines, one against the other, like so. So your body compensates the pose. This is ugly, but it's something like this. So let's begin with our first example. Let's get back to the line. And this one is a male character, so let's get to the brushes. We have male, we have faces. The faces are for male and female. Let's choose one. You can flip it, you can resize it, and everything you want to. Now we are going to add the chest. I recommend to create every single part in a different layer. So you can resize it and move them around without having to use a lasso tool or something like that. I want this guy to be really muscular because he's going to be running. Let's get the hips. We have front hips, 3/4 side hips, so and another layer. Okay, like so. We can resize it and place it wherever we want to. We need to. Okay. I think that is great. Now we are going to add the legs. And as I do, I tend to create one leg so that movement of that leg gives me the movement from the other leg, so I can create a better, more natural movement. The brushes have some circles that are going to be one on top of the other, so it's like a reference. They are not going to match perfectly because sometimes for some movements some parts of the body are going to need to be bigger than others, so they are not going to match perfectly. But that's great because if they have to match, the movements are going to be reduced. Now we are going to add feet. We have a bunch of different type of feet. As always, you can flip it, resize them, move them around. Like so. Remember that this is a guide. It's difficult to create something that is perfect, but as a guide, as a way for you to create something on top cleaner and better, these are perfect. For the leg that is behind the hips, I recommend to add those layers underneath the hip layer, and I download the opacity so I know that those legs are behind. Let's add the lower part of the leg. Let's down the opacity and place it. Okay. And finally, let's add the feet. This one. Perfect. In another layer, we're going to add the feet. As always, you can flip it, resize it to place it the best position ever for your drawing. Okay. Let's continue with the arms. Oh, sorry. Okay. Because we were cutting a little bit the feet. So let me place it in a better position so you can see it all. Perfect. Now let's go into place the arms. As the legs have a big movement, the arms also have to be, like have a big movement. That is the natural way, like when you're running, your arms also open, so it helps the body to create the movement. We have to show also this here. Remember that the arms that are behind the body, because we are moving, we have a body that is 3/4, so we see both shoulders, but one of the shoulder is almost behind the chest. So for that one, we are going to down the opacity, so we know that that arm is behind that the chest. Like so. And we are also going to put the lower part of the arm. Down the opacity and we place it. Like so. Okay. Now let's place the arm that is facing this part of the body. And remember that if we have the left leg on front, the right arm is going to compensate that movement and go forward also. And if the right leg is behind, it's facing back, the left arm is going to compensate that movement by going back also. Like so. Now finally, let's put some hands on this to make it more natural. For the hands, I only created, like the palms of the hand, so you can get creative with the fingers and place them whatever you want to. We have like front palm, side palm, we have the palm when it's closed, and like different forms of palms, so you can move them around and place them the better way that you need them, like so. So now that we have this, sorry about the moment. Okay. Now that we have this, we are going to combine all the layers, and we are going to flatten the image so we can down the opacity and start drawing on top of this one. These are all the parts of the body, place it, and we start selecting all the layers like so. Even the head, even the line of action, we group this, and then as we can't down the opacity of a group. I have to flatten the image. And now we can add a layer on top of that and start drawing.
We drove as far as we could to ignore what's around, ignore all expectations, even when we should go out to what's behind and see what will come. God knows, scared of talking, drowning my thoughts around. Cigarette smoke still clouds this fleeting hideout, drowning in sleep and pride and terrified. I like when you traverse my mind. What I've seen is enough, and I'm scared to do too much. Laugh at my problems, even when I should look up to what's behind and see what will come. But no, I bite my tongue, hoping nobody will hear. Cigarette smoke still clouds this fleeting hideout, drowning in sleep and pride.
Like so, you can end up with something looking like this. I know it's not perfect, and it's also naked. I know you can do better finished looks, but to create, like different type of poses and creative flowy movements, I think these brushes are great for this. If you want me, let's create another one that it's a little bit more, has more gesture, like so. Oh no, like this. And remember that the shoulders and the hips have to compensate. This time I want the character to be a female. Let's create a mermaid, like so. Let's put the chest. For this illustration, I lose a little bit of footage, so you will see me only put these two parts, but let me show you from another angle what was the finished look. I only created the body onto the, like the knees, because this is going to be a mermaid. Let's down the opacity and let me show you how it's going to be the final look of this character.
I never saw it coming, I couldn't read the signs. I don't know why I let you in this time, I must be blind. I guess I couldn't trust you, 'cause all you did was lie. Oh no, I have to keep you off my mind. 'Cause of you, I'm wired up, I don't want you, it's time for you to go. Oh, I had enough, I don't want you, it's time for you to go. don't know why I let you in this time. I must be blind. I guess I couldn't trust you, 'cause all you did was lie. Oh no, I have to get you off my mind. 'Cause of you, I'm wired up. I don't want you. It's time for you to go. Oh, you, I had enough. I don't want you. It's time for you to go.
We drove as far as we could to ignore what's around, ignore all expectations, even when we should hold out to what's behind and see what will come. Problem, scared of talking, drowning my thoughts around. Cigarette smoke still clouds this fleeting high down, drowning in sleep and pride and terrified. I like when you traverse my mind.
That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you find this video useful and you learn a lot about a human figure, poses, line of movement, gesture. These brushes are going to be for sale on my Etsy store, so I will leave the link down below so you can go and check them out. As I told you, these are going to be reference, guides that you can move around as you wish. Finally, if you like videos like this and you want to watch more videos about it, please give it a thumbs up and spread the love by sharing. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!